recording. Okay, let's start for today's agenda. So today we would like to have just fundamental understanding of this Python. Basically, we'll understand uh, how the Pythons, what are different data structures in Python, and especially the lists, dictionaries, and basic data types such as integer, float. What are those? All those things we will see. So this Python was created by Guido van Rossum, and there were basically two versions. You need to know here. Previously, in 2006, 2003, before 2008, there was a Python version that was known as Python 2. The version of Python was Python 2. But now, after 2008, there was significant changes in the Python, and so they released Python 3. So when you install Anaconda, and when you install Anaconda, by default it will install Python 3 version. Python 3 means to say Python 3. It might be Python 3.8 or 3.9 or something like that, but it will install the highest Python version, available Python version. So when we see here, like for example, if I would like to see in my computer what Python version is installed, I open the Anaconda prompt, and simply in base environment, if I type Python dash dash version,
Your
okay,
screen is not,
my screen is not visible.
yeah.
Sorry. Okay, is my screen visible to everyone?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Okay, so so I opened Anaconda prompt, and I just wanted to check what Python version it has by default installed. So when I type Python dash dash version, so it will give me Python version name 3.9.12 version is by default installed in base environment. As I have two environment, let me go to next environment. The environment was like, what was my environment name? I want to list environment name Conda env list. So it will show me the names of two environments. Like this was my next environment name. So I would like to activate this environment. So what we have to do, I just have to type the command like activate, then environment name env prem. Okay. Now I am into next environment. Now I want to check what Python version this my env prem environment has. Okay. So here simply just I type Python dash dash version. So as last time we have installed Python 3.7 version, if you remember. So here you can see like Python version 3.7.13. So you better understood the advantage of what is the benefit of Python. What is the benefit of this environment, creating environment using Conda. So here in base environment, by default in base environment, we have the Python with version 3.9. Well, in my environment to frame this custom environment, we have installed Python 3.1.6, 3.7 point. Let's see, let's say I want to check what Jupyter is installed, whether Jupyter is installed or not. So for that, I can type conda list Jupyter. If I say something like this, it will show if Jupyter is installed, like here. So by default, the Jupyter is installed here, and the Jupyter 1.0.0 version is installed. So if I would like to uninstall it, you can just simply type conda uninstall Jupyter. Enter, it will uninstall the Jupyter. Okay. So it is taking a time. So it will uninstall the Jupyter from your environment. Let it uninstall and I'll reinstall it again. Okay. It is asking for permission whether I want to uninstall or not. So yes. So it will uninstall. So this will uninstall. Let it uninstall. Executing transaction done. It is taking certain time. So let it uninstall. Okay. So till time we will go here. So we knew how to install Anaconda and all. So then Python version 2 or Python 3. So you don't need to know anything about Python 2 or Python 3. All is that the latest version of Python or Python programming language is Python 3. And we are going to work with Python 3. So let's run a first Python command. So how can you run a Python from the command line? Let us try that. Okay. So as Anaconda is still here and it is about to uninstall. Okay, it is uninstalled. Okay. So I don't have now Jupyter anymore. I have uninstalled Jupyter. If I would like to install Jupyter again, so what will I do is I'll just type the command like conda install Jupyter. That's all. Or the command like this, conda install the C anaconda Jupyter. If you type this command, so it will also do the same thing. Okay. So that's okay. Now, now as we have the, I want to check the Python version. So I type like Python version this. Okay. Now I have a Python version 3.7.13 is there. Let's say I would like to work from the command line. I don't know, I don't have Jupyter, I don't have anything, and I would like to work from here. So how can I work from here? So for doing the command line, Python can simply be activated using just typing this command python. Just type python and hit the enter button. Now after hitting this button, this is an interactive window. This is an interactive Python environment window. Now this is a Python shell as you see in Jupyter Notebook. So as Jupyter Notebook has Python, Jupyter Notebook has shells and we do computation there. In the same way we do computation here. Like for example, simply if I do 1 plus 2 and hit enter, it will give 3. Any Python instructions or programming constructs you can type here. For example, print, I type hello world. If I say like this is the syntax for printing something output. So if I type print, then I write like this. It has to be written like in this format. Print, small bracket start, then double quote start, whatever you write here in between, and you close this double quotes and you close the small bracket, so it will print. So if I click here, so it will directly print. Okay. Do you have any questions? No questions? You can ask small things. If you don't ask, you will not understand anything. So it's better to ask. So simply, now normally you don't need even this. So let's say I have a file.
Excuse, uh, I want to ask one thing. What is the difference between Anaconda prompt and Anaconda PowerShell prompt?
So these are little bit small. These are, there is no much such difference. It is just like some PowerShell have some interactive Windows level system operating systems command. So that PowerShell has more power. That is more powerful than simply this
Actually,
Anaconda
in
prompt.
when I am searching in my system like Anaconda prompt, then there is two available: Anaconda PowerShell and PowerShell prompt
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Anaconda
It is.
prompt.
Yeah, it is just a similar like Anaconda normal Windows also. In normal Windows, so we have a command prompt and a PowerShell also, right? PowerShell also.
Okay,
Like if you see PowerShell ID, you see there.
both will work same.
Yeah, both will work same. But PowerShell has a
Okay,
little bit more type of flexibility and understanding. It has more power in terms of controlling system programming construct and all.
Okay.
It has.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say now let's create simple one file. Let's create. I have a notepad. Now notepad. I don't have anything, and I want to create simple Python file. Let's say in Python, what I want to do is I have simply like two variables, x equal to 1, and I have next variable y equal to 2. Now I want to add these two variables and put into one construct like sum equal to x plus y. Okay, so this is nothing but a variable means to say whatever value I want to place here, I can place here, which value can be changed. So x y, I have two variables, and then I have some variable which is just doing nothing but computing the sum of x and y, and I just wanted to print the sum. What is the sum I want to print? So to print the sum, I have a function like print. Then I will place this, I will place certain message like the sum is. Okay. Then I type just like this. The sum is, I don't like to do that even. The sum is, I just type this and the comma. Now I want to place this value. The sum is something like, it should print like sum is 3. Sum. So if I do like this, I have two variable x where I have placed value 1, and I have another variable where I have placed value 2. Then I did small computation, logical computation to do sum of two variables x and y, and I'm just printing the sum. It is very simple. Okay, just I am displaying a message. The sum is comma sum. Sum means to say whatever value is computed here, I'll print it there. So in this case, it will print the sum is 3. Now I have just typed this program and I just want to save it as a Python file. This is just a simple construct, and now I want to save this as Python. Okay, so let me save it here. Let me save it here with extensions like all. You have to select the extensions like all, and this is just, let us give some name like test file. Now you have to, whenever you would like to indicate that this is a Python file, what we have to do is you have to save in .py format. Py means to say Python. Py means Python. Okay, so I am in desktop. I am in desktop, and I'm saving the file with test.py. I have saved this file. Okay, now let me run this file from the command prompt. So for running this file from the command prompt, what I have to do is I have to exit from the cell. If I type exit, it will come out of this cell. Okay, it has now arrived into my enp prem environment, and now we just have a command something like python Python. Just you need to do nothing but python Python. You just have to type Python, and then you have to provide this path. Now where it is saved, this file is saved into desktop AI folder and test.py, desktop AI. So this whole location is like this. C is to slash users guru technology OneDrive desktop AI. So this is its whole path. Now Python, if I type C is to slash, what was there? C is to slash users slash, what was there? Guru technology slash, so guru technology slash OneDrive ONE. When I just type one and just tab type tab, hit the tab button, so it will automatically give you the option, like it will automatically select this. Then slash, I have in AI folder, OneDrive slash desktop folder is there, desk desktop folder. Then slash, I have AI folder. Okay, A desktop slash AI folder is there. AI folder is there slash AI is small or big. Okay, no problem. In Windows, it will not create problem. AI folder is there, and here I have test test.py file. Okay, test.py file. Okay, so when this is there, and let me hit the command button, and it executed, and it provided me the sum. The sum is 3. Okay, do you have any question? You understand what I did? I
Yes.
just created one file, and I computed a sum, and I saved it into this file, and I just went to this relative directory wherever it is, this file is there. So you have to provide full path here. Like for example, C drive in separated by comma slash users, then slash guru dash technology. This folder is there. As there is a space, so in there might be problem, so you can better save into D drive. So D drive without space, so it will not create problem. If there is space, you just have to type into double quotes, otherwise double quotes is not required. Okay, do you have any questions? No questions? Great.
No.
Okay, so this is what you can run from command line. Then, so the Python details about the Python can be learned from here. http://docs.python.org. This is a Python site where you can find plenty of resources and materials using for Python. Okay, so this Python can be utilized for varieties of things, like for example, building your websites. Obviously, for artificial intelligence, it is one of the good tool. For simple desktops, even Python is a very simple and flexible language where you don't even need to write very small, where even you don't need to write a small chunk of code itself. While writing just a simple 1 or 2 line of code, all of the things will be done. So it is very simple and easy language than others, comparing in comparison to Java or PHP or whatever it is. Python is the most simple and flexible as well as the powerful language. Okay. So data science and machine learning. So Python is mostly used in it is one of the popular programming language for data science and machine learning. A bit of these things, data science and artificial intelligence, is also done through Java, but Java is not much preferred because too many computational complexity is too high in Java. Actually, Java, we need to write a lot of codes. So this is very simple. And also, uh, the greatest benefit of Python is built with scientific computing, many libraries like mathematical libraries. Um, so mathematical libraries such as NumPy, then visualization libraries such as Matplotlib, where you can plot graphs and those things very smoothly, and as well as like text file or CSV file operating libraries such as pandas, where you have a data just stored in the just stored in CSV files or tabular format, and you can easily just retrieve the data and do computations from that data. So Python is very rich and flexible. Okay, few commands, like let's say few commands you may be needed if you don't know this, how to browse, how to go from one directory to next directly.
Current
cd,
account.
cd command is there. For example, let's say I would like to go to D drive. Let's say I would like to go to D drive. So for going into D drive, what we'll do is just type D and colon. Okay, if I hit enter button, so it will go to D drive. Now let's say I want to I want to see list of directories available, list of files or folders available in D drive. So here it will show all those directories available, folders available. Then let's say I want to go to prem folder, cdprem. If I do this, it will go to prem folder. Now I want to check what are the files in prem folder. Again, if I type dir, it will go to like this. Okay, so these many files are here in my D is to prem directory. So here if you go here like D, then here I have prem, then here I have list of files and these things. So this is how you can go. Like in Windows, you can go. Then if you have to clear the screen, let's say here you have many files have been here, like the screen is full and you want to clear the screen. So what you have to do is just to type clear or cls in the Windows. It will clean the window. Okay. CLS in Linux system, you have to type clear. In Windows, you have to type CLS. It will clean the window. Okay. Now next, installing Python. You know, installing Python. You have installed Python through Anaconda distribution, so no problem. So then Jupyter. So Jupyter, you know about Jupyter. So the original website of Jupyter is jupyter.org. You can go and you can online even you can open Jupyter notebook tab online using this website also. Then Google Colab, you know about Google Colab, and also there is another tool. Okay, how to run Python code? There are several ways to run Python code. One is you knew about Jupyter. So from Jupyter directly, you just hit the run button in Jupyter and then you run that using Jupyter. The next one is like text editors from the command line. You typed a command like this. You typed syntax. You typed the code in the notepad or editors, and then you run the command. Then you run this file using command line. And next thing is text editors or IDs. Sorry. Next thing is IDs. So IDs, like there are many favorite IDs. Like one is Sublime Text. So this you can also try this Sublime Text. So this ID looks like this. You just go here. This ID looks like this Sublime Text. So for example, this ID PyCharm. So here is an example of spider as you were talking previously. So spider, this is one ID, so you can just download. Another one is this PyCharm. PyCharm is also one of the famous uh, code editing tool. Then notebook environment. So notebook, I just typed into notebook only. This is the notebook where I typed the code and just run through this. Okay. So basically, so like Jupyter, you knew about Jupyter. So yesterday, this Jupyter environment, we knew about Jupyter environment. Then Python code, running Python code. Okay. Okay. So we knew at least to run simple Python, how Python can be run. And now, so for doing coding and all those things, we need to know about data types. We need to know about data types. So basically, when you are working with, like primarily when we work with real-time problems, we will either work with numeric data, or we will either work with text data. There are only two things. Or sometimes we will work with image data. So for handling different type of data structures, we have different kind of data types available. So in Python, we have for handling the numeric data such as whole numbers like 47, 500, 1, 2, 3, anything like numeric number, we have a data structure like int. So next is like float. So float means to say like decimal values. Whenever we would like to use decimal values, so we have a data type like float. So in Python, what is the greatest benefit with Python is like we don't have to type any data type name. For example, that means to say, for example, if I say x, y, z equal to 3.2, so that means to say that z will automatically, z will be z will automatically have a float type of data type. So if I see here, let's say, let me open Python again. So let open Python. Let's say if I type x equal to 1.2, okay. So if I want to check what is the type of this data structure, what is the type of this data structure? So there is a command like typ type x, type of x. So when I click this, so it will tell like this is of type float. At the same time, if I type like for y equal to 2, and I I just wanted to check the type of this. And if I say type of y, then what it will give, it will provide me the int. So why Python is simpler is because so you don't have to type anything. For example, if I have to, let's say if I have to define a uh, like name variable. So name equal to, if I say like prem, name equal to prem. So when I type this, so if name equal to prem, so if I do this, for example, name, if I type name equal to prem, so when I do this, and if I wanted to check the type of this, type of name, so what it will do, it will be of class str means to say string, or we can say it as text. So whenever we are typing, whenever we are defining any characters or any text value, so we have to provide this double quotes. You have to remember that we have to provide double quotes, otherwise it won't work. Double quotes we have to provide. Okay, now next thing is like strings. So string, we already know string. So like hello, hello, joh, and whatever is there, if we place in double quotes, it will behave like string. Even if we type like, for example, a equal to, even if we type a number in double quotes, it will behave as it is text or string. So if I check its a type, it will tell it is string. Because why? I have placed this into double quotes. Okay. So then there is a list. So list means to say what? We have an ordered sequence of objects. For example, let's say ordered sequence of objects means to say, let's say we have an Excel sheet. We have an Excel sheet. Like here is sales. Okay. Here is an Excel sheet. Let's say we have different name list, like Kharid Karta ko naam. It says purchaser's name. Like for example, Prem, then there is next name, Sita, then Ram, then Hari, like this. So this is what? A list. So if we have to, if we have to, if we have to keep this data into one single variable, if we have to keep this data into one single variable, so we need one specific type of data structure or data type, so that is known as list. Okay, that is known as list. Like for example, let's say, so here I want to have a variable, let's say, names, names. So if I have to keep these names, let's say I have a names of 10 people. I want to keep names of 10 people who are taking my class. So how can I take? Just say Prem. Then what I will do is I'll just put double quotes, double brackets, big brackets, open bracket and close bracket, and within that small quote, start a name, then double quotes close, comma, one, one item. Next item is Ram. The third item is Sita. Then the fourth item is Gita, whatever it is. So what I'm doing is I am keeping list of values in a one name, under one name, under one variable name. So when I do that, if I click enter, okay, so it has stored. Now if I check its type, what type of data structure it is, so it will tell list. Okay, now if I want to, now why this is required is because, for example, I wanted to know how many names are entered in this list, how many names are available. Let's say here we have 1 2 3 4, four names are there. So if I have to find out, if I have to know how many names are there, so simply I can do, what I can do is I can just put, I can I will type len, means length of names. So if I do like this, so it will provide me the length. So that means to say it has 4 items. Name has 4 items. Names has 4 items. Okay. Now next thing is like,
Hello.
yeah.
Hello. Yeah, actually, I also typed this the land name. I typed only 4 name, but it's showing 7. Why?
No, you might have some blanks, might be because of that. So
It's
for example,
audio. Yes.
yeah, for example, you might have like this, certain things like this. If you have certain things like this, so it might be giving you,
No,
like
no,
for
no. I
example,
didn't type. I typed the same as you typed, Prem, Ram, Sita, Kita, like this, but it's showing
mm,
7.
that can be possible. So, so did you type like this? So open bracket and close bracket.
I typed name. It's the names. So it was
Okay,
showing the name
maybe
land.
you can try next variables, because you might have. So why it happens something like this is, for example, like it is changeable. The list can be appended, means new entries can be added and added.
No, like and just like we are before you type the name equal to frame, where we find the type name before the string string when we are using the integer value name frame.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you count the length of this name, then it will be what it will be.
So when we say length of names, so if
Length
it is
of
a list,
only the name, not names.
so length of name means to say, when it says length of names, it will count the characters. Like if we tell, for example, if I tell name, okay, so if I type length of name, it will count the characters. Like for example, 1 2 3 4 characters are there, so it will give me 4. Okay, it will count the character. In terms of, if this is simple string or text value, it will count the characters. Or if it is a list, so it will count the how many items are in the list.
Okay, same as array, like your.
Yeah, same as array. So list means to say nothing but an ordered array list.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, so this is this, and so you have to also understand one thing about this, and one another structure is dictionary. There is one another good structure that we must know, that is dictionary. So as you are aware of dictionary, so dictionary is nothing but a key value pair. So in dictionary, what happens? In real time dictionary, what happens? So there is name, there is a key. For example, there is key means a COW, let's say descent, 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 descent. Like this is a key, and we have a value here. So what value is there? Meaning of the descent. Descent means to say the person who is who obeys who obeys all rules. So like that, we have a dictionary, right, in real time. So if we have to arrange, or if we have to keep arrangement of all those type of variables, how can we store these? So for that, in Python, we have a dictionary data structure. So dictionary means to say, what it will do is it will store key value pairs. Key value means to say, let's do that. So for example, let's say I want to have names and ID list. Names and ID. Some person will have uh, for example, I will have one specific ID, you will have one specific ID. For let's say we are storing employee details, employee employees. So I want to store these into employees into dictionary. So that means to say, so for storing these things into dictionary, what I do is I'll just type this curly brackets, and what I will do, let's say my name is Prem, or let's say my ID is one. You can simply like type like my ID is one, and I want to, my name is PREM. Okay, comma. Next, my ID is two, and I want to store the value here like Ram. Another employee is there whose ID is three, and he likes to store his value. He likes to store uh, so Hari. Okay, now three employees are there. So this is a type of data structure which is known as dictionary, where we have to store the values in terms of key and value. Like there is in terms of here, in terms of value, there is only one value, but it can be nested. It can have many other values as well. So you just understand now that there is a data structure which is used for storing keys as well as values. So that type of data structure is known as dictionary. So if I type like this, so if I say employee, EMPLOYE, employee, type of employees, if I say this, so it will tell this is a dictionary type data structure. Now, why it is required? So what is the benefit of this dictionary? So suppose that I want to retrieve a name of person whose ID is three. Okay. From this database, I want to know person name whose ID is three. So what I will do is I'll simply do just like employees. I'll simply type employees, then I will give bracket and employees of, I'll just give the key name three. If I type simply like this, so what it will give? It will give the name of employee. So that means to say, what was the key associated with here? So this name it has given. So similarly, if I say employee of one, this key, okay. If I say, it will give me the value. As similarly, if I have to access the list here, if I have to access the list, for let's say I want to access the list of zeroth index of one. So how we can access these elements in list is using the index values. Like for example, if I have to access this Prem name, so what I will do is I just have to type any names names of zero. So zero means to say, always in programming, you just have to remember one thing, that is that So all those indexes start from 0. So 0 means to say the first item, 1 means to say second item, 2 means to say third item, and 4 means to say fourth item. Let's say if I type names of 0, so it will give me EREM. Okay. Let's say I want to access this element, names of 0, 1, 2, third element. Let's say names of third. So what it provided? It provided Gita. Let's say I want to access names of 4. Now 4 is not available. So what will happen? Let me try. So it give me nothing. Let's say names of 5. It gave me nothing. So similarly, if I say names of -1, let's say I told names of -1. Okay. Names of -2. So names of -2. Names of -3. If I give names of -3, what it provided me? Gita. So why it provided me Gita? Because like when I see this list, so I have in 0th index Prem, 1th index Ram, 2th index Sita, 4th index Gita, 5th index nothing, 6th index nothing. So -1, so -1 means to say this index. So we can either access from this one 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 5th index. Or if we count from here, right to left, so that means to say it is -1. Index is -1. This index is -2. This index is -3. This index is -4. This index is -5. Okay. So are you following me?
Then why didn't print the when you find the names -1, then you
Mm.
okay
Yeah,
blank.
because we have just to put nothing here. It is empty, as you can see here.
Okay.
For example, let me clarify this. Let I have something like I want to store shop names. Okay, shops. I have the shop names like ABC distributor. Next shop is
Your skin
I
is
have,
not visible.
our screen is not visible.
No. Now. But
Now is it
no.
visible?
mm,
No.
It is, but yeah,
This is visible or not?
visible.
Okay. Let's say I have ABC distributor, then I have coupon, and then I have Amazon. So Amazon store. Okay. So I have 3 store names. Okay, enter. Now when I say shops of 0, 1, 2, it will give me Amazon. Okay. So this thing shops of, if I say -1 means to also same Amazon. If I click this -1, it will give me Amazon. Okay. So next thing is, like for example, I want to access the element from here to here. Okay, I want to only to access elements from here to here. I want to access only 2 elements. Then how can I access this? I can access this using like this. For example, there is something known as range. If I say range, start from 0 and into 1, into let's say 2. So 2 means to say it will it will count this element and it will count this element. It will not count this third index. Okay. So it provided me 0th index and 1th index. 0th index, 1th index. So when you give the range like this 0 is to 2, it will not include the second index, last index, whatever is there, it will not include this. And below this, whatever is there, whatever is the range, so it will give us. So 0 is to 2. Okay. So that is, then we also have tuples. So tuple is nothing but it's a similar to list, but the difference between tuple and list is that tuples are tuples are unmodifiable, as list can be changed. So for example, like here, if it is a list, we can simply type like we can change in Hari, then there is like Ram or Sita or something new name to something like that. So this is list. While if it is a tuple type of data structure, you can't edit here. Like once you edit, you placed here, this is fixed. So that type of data structure is tuple. So so that is known as immutable data structure. List is mutable data structure. Mutable means to say changeable, that reflects the changes. So immutable means to say those are not changed or those are fixed. Then there is a set. So set is nothing but unordered collection of unique objects. So it's the same concept that came from set theory. So in set theory, we have unique objects, right? Unique objects collection. So we can't have duplicates in set. So that's all. That is set. And also there is Boolean type of data structure. So Boolean means to say, like for example, there are certain cases where we have to answer like this. So have you done this work? Either yes or no. Yesterday, was it raining? Either yes or no. So these type of questions where we have true answers only, either true or false, either yes or no. So those type of uh, those type of variables or those type of data structures are known as Boolean data structures. So simply, for example, by default, what happens is like a equal to 0. So when I say type of a, so it will simply give me the list of int. But when I say a equal to like bool of 0, so it will cast. So if I say type of a, so now what it is giving? It is giving me the type as bool. So bool means to say boolean, or simply you can type like c equal to true. If I say c equal to true, true, type of c, so that means say type of c. C is the capital, so it will give me bool, boolean. Okay. So let's stop the presentation here, and now you can ask some questions. I'll stop recording. You can ask some questions, and then after that we will conclude this session. Maybe we are running very slow, but I hope you can understand, and basically you will learn slowly. Okay, any questions?
Yeah, I want to ask one thing. Like recently we performed the two like a equal to 0, then we find the type a, then it's so integer, and in the
Okay.
second a equal to bool 0, then type a is a boolean. So I just want to know that why a is also 0 and a is also bool 0, then why the type is different? Like it's not calling a equal to 0 if the variable is
Okay.
same in both.
Okay, so basically, so when we say 0 or 1, so 0 or 1 can be regarded as 0 or 1 can be regarded as either Boolean values or integer
No,
values.
if we put the a equal to like 25 in the first one,
Yeah, yeah,
then type equal to integer. Okay.
yes, yes.
Uh, if a bool equal to 0, then it will also say till the bool class type a.
So, yeah, so by here, what we have done is we have just converted. when I wrote bool in front of that integer value, so it converted that integer value to boolean one. So by default 0 1 2 3, by default the 0 1 2 3 are integer values, but when I say 0, when I say bool, then in small bracket 0, that means to say I am telling that this 0 is not of integer type, but it is of boolean type, right?
Okay, that's we in here we converted the value into the boolean.
Yeah. So that is known as casting, type casting. So we can convert integer to strings or whatever it is. That is, we just did type casting. Okay, any more question? Any more questions? Were you able to follow my presentation? Naresh Dami.
हजुर सर
के छ?
ठीक छ सर ठीक छ आज फर्स्ट
Show me
क्लास
your
हुनाले
audio. Show me your audio. Show me your video. Show me your video first. Hello. Okay, I think. Ashish Banstola.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please could you turn on your video and could you turn on your video? के छ बुझियो के छ?
मैले यो पहिला पनि बेसिक नलेज त थियो, जस अहिले चाहिँ रिभिजन जस्तो भयो.
Okay, great. That's so great. नरेश के छ ठीक छ? बुझियो कि?
हजुर सर ठीक छ सर ठीक छ सर
ठीक त छ, बुझ्यो कि बुझेन के छ?
बुझिनला सर अलि आज फर्स्ट हुनाले त्यति धेरै ठिकै छ
त्यति धेरै बुझेन ल, ठिकै छ। त्यति धेरै बुझेन, एउटा त्यो पुरानो मेलहरु होला हैन, पुरानो मेलमा चाहिँ एनाकोन्डा इन्स्टल गर्ने भनेर भने होला के हैन?
हजुर
त्यो एनाकोन्डा इन्स्टल गर्ने, त्यसपछि गुगल क्लासरुम, एउटा गुगल क्लासरुम पठाएको छु मैले, त्यो गुगल क्लासरुममा लिंकहरु छ हैन?
हजुर सर
त्यो लिंकहरु छ, त्यसमा चाहिँ क्लासरुममा चाहिँ नोट्सहरु राखेको छु, त्यसमा चाहिँ कमान्डहरु छ कसरी के गर्ने भन्ने, अनि त्यो गर्ने ओके।
हुन्छ सर
ठिकै छ, प्र्याक्टिस गरेर बिस्तारै सिक्छ। चाँदनी turn on your video. Okay, so did you understand anything? के छ बुझिन लाग्छ के हुन लाग्छ? गाह्रो हुँदैछ, धेरै गाह्रो भयो कि के भयो कि सजिलो छ कि बोरिङ भयो कि के छ?
के रे फर्स्ट टाइम हो, नेक्स्ट मन्थ देखि कलेजमा स्टार्ट गर्ने भने थियो, अनि त्यही भएर बेसिक सिकिन लाग्छ.
Okay, so अब आज your target is to install Anaconda anyhow. Okay, so you will install Anaconda. So you will try installing Anaconda and see if you are not able to install that. So जति बेला चाहिँ क्लिक गरेर इन्स्टल गर्न खोज्छौ त्यति बेला उले चाहिँ एरर भन्छ। के एरर भन्छ? उले चाहिँ यो प्रब्लम भयो, कान्ट इन्स्टल के भन्ला। अनि त्यसो भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ चट्ट त्यो मेसेजलाई चाहिँ टाइप गरेर गुगलमा खोज्ने। उले के भन्यो भने त्यही अनुसारले चाहिँ काम गर्ने। So most probably so ल्यापटप मेजर प्रब्लम भनेको पुरानो ल्यापटप भयो भने त्यसले चाहिँ सपोर्ट नगरिरा होला। त्यो भयो भने x86 भन्ने आर्किटेक्चरको एनाकोन्डा भर्जन इन्स्टल गर्ने। दुईटा हुन्छ आर्किटेक्चरहरु, एउटा 32 बिटको हुन्छ कम्प्युटर, अर्को 64 बिटको हुन्छ। 32 बिटको आर्किटेक्चरलाई चाहिँ x86 आर्किटेक्चर भन्छ, अनि त्यही अनुसारको सफ्टवेयर चाहिन्छ के। 64 बिटको आर्किटेक्चरको लागि x64 भन्ने हुन्छ, अनि त्यसको लागि त्यही किसिमको चाहिँ सफ्टवेयर चाहिन्छ। अब बाइ डिफल्ट चाहिँ अहिले 64 बिटको चाहिँ सपोर्ट गर्ने हुनाले त्यसले चाहिँ नचले आउन सक्छ, नभयो भने त्यो चल्छ। ओके, ट्राई नाउ। सन्तोष जी।
Yes.
Turn on your video.
मेरो भिडियो टर्न गर्नलाई त यसमा क्यामेरा छैन फेरि अर्को
Okay, no problem. No problem, sir. Thank you so much. के छ गाह्रो छ के छ कस्तो छ?
ठिकै छ अलिअलि बुझ्दैछु
के अलिअलि केही बुझिन लाग्छ कि खाली हो कि धेरै गाह्रो
होइन
लाग्छ
होइन
के हुँदैछ?
होइन त्यस्तो गाह्रो त भएको छैन बुझ्दैछु
ओके ओके ल एनाकोन्डा इन्स्टल गर्ने कोसिस गर्नु होला हैन त्यो गुगल कोल्याबको चिट सिटहरु अस्तिदेखि हुनुहुन्छ हैन तपाईं फर्स्ट क्लासदेखि
हजुर
हुनुहुन्छ हैन?
फर्स्ट क्लासदेखि सबै भइरहेको छ अहिलेसम्म
ठिक छ त्यो गुगल कोल्याबको पनि प्र्याक्टिस गर्दै गर्नु होला अनि के क्वेशन भयो कन्फ्युजन भयो भने जस्ट नोट इट डाउन एन्ड हामीहरु अब नेक्स्ट वेडनेसडे आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ त्यो सेसनहरु चाहिँ जम्मै त्यसमा चाहिँ हामी डाउटहरु क्लियर गरौँला अनि मेबी अब एक दिन चाहिँ अब यो वेडनेसडे चाहिँ पढाउँछु त्यसपछि चाहिँ थर्सडे चाहिँ हामी प्र्याक्टिस मात्रै गरौँला के 1 घण्टा त्यसो भयो भने रिभाइज अनि सबै चिज हुन्छ हैन फ्राइडे अर्को फ्राइडे अनि त्यो गरौँला ठिकै छ अलि प्र्याक्टिस गर्नु होला अब प्र्याक्टिस गर्नुस् के अरे अलिअलि पनि सिक्नु भयो भने काम लाग्छ जीवनमा भन्ने हो त्यति
ओभियसली सिक्यो भने त केही न केही काम लागिहाल्छ नि
त्यही त अनि जयराम सर
हजुर
के छ
सर सिकिँदैछु सर
पहिला पाइथन पढ्नु भयो तपाईले
पढेको हो तर लाइक बेसलाइन पनि त्यति थिएन तर अलिअलि हेरेको हो अलि रिभिजन जस्तो पनि भइरहेछ
ल ठिक छ त्यो भयो भने सजिलो हुन्छ अलि उ गर्न पनि सजिलो हुन्छ ठिकै छ आसिफ नूर आई कान्ट टक टु यु एनी मोर आई थिंक यु आर नॉट एबल टु टक आई थिंक यु आर इन म्यूट were you able to talk Dr. Asis no okay you can type message if there is anything you can type message and I can try to answer you if there is any concern you can type the message okay no problem that's great okay I will so tomorrow okay I will right now I will share this I will share these notes these two notes not two note only one this I think this slide will be there I think this slide is available in Google Classroom is this slide available so have you checked नभए चाहिँ मैले यो स्लाइड इन्स्टल गरिदिन्छु अपलोड गरिदिन्छु चेक गर्नु होला 1 to 1 गो थ्रु गर्नु होला अनि सकभर यो पुरै स्लाइडहरु हेरेर आउनु होला कोशिश गर्नु होला let me upload it once let me upload it gmail.com just a second मैले यो कहाँ छ गुगल क्लासरुम ए त्यो मैले भिडियो पनि अपलोड गर्दै त थाहा पाउनु भयो है गुगल कोल्याबमा मैले भिडियो अपलोड गर्दै
गट इट
कन्फ्युज भयो नि त्यो हेर्न सकिन्छ कहाँ छ नट दिस वन Google Classroom Google Classroom okay. Here it is Google Classroom not this one where is that we going to Wednesday क्यों हैंग अभी क्या edit okay Google Colab lecture on orientation म ये मा हाल्दिन्छु है यसैमा अपलोड गर्दिन्छु यसैमा हालिदिन्छु म यो फर्स्ट वानमा टुडे भन्ने यो ल पाइथन अब्जेक्ट एन्ड डेटा स्ट्रक्चर भन्ने छ यसमा मैले अपलोड गरिदिएँ यो सो यु क्यान वाच इट ओके अपलोड भयो सेभ पज रेकर्डिङ त यो धेरै भइसक्यो रहेछ स्टप रेकर्डिङ